Hey, leaders, I hope that you all have been prospering in your purpose and dominating in your destiny. Happy Thursday. I am so excited to be live with you all today. As you are coming in, let me know in the comments. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Let me know in the comments where you are watching from. I would love to virtually meet you and greet you. Let me know in the comments what city, what state, what country you are watching from. Good to see you. Good to see you as you're coming in. I am live on YouTube as well. Good to see you. Hey, love that you are here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, if you are watching, let me know what city, what state. And if you're watching the replay, you already know what to do. Go ahead and type in the comments #replay. I would love to know that you were here. Good to see you, Aviel. Good to see you, Katori. I would love to know that you were able to join in with us. So just put in the comments #replay. And if you are new to this community and you don't know who I am, welcome. My name is Takumbo Kalaja. Some people actually call me Coach Takumbo, and I'm glad about that. If I'm actually your official coach, type in the comments, hey, coach, what's up, coach? If I am the founder of Takumbo the Leader, where we help rising leaders to discover voice, identity, and purpose so they can dominate in their destiny. And so one of the ways that we help leaders develop their voice is through our writing coaching. And so hopefully I get to be your favorite writing coach. And so in this season, we are super focused this month on helping you to develop your voice as a writer. We are going to jump in today and we're going to talk about overcoming the fear of writing. I call this FOW, of writing, and I have some remedies so that you can dismantle, so that you can break, so that you can be confident as God is commanding you. He's requiring you. He's encouraging you to use your writing gift. One of the things that I tell people and I share with people that helps them to no longer sleep on their writing gift is the fact that they understand that writing is a gift. And so when we have a gift, that means we're supposed to be sharing that with other people. And so I encourage people through our writing coaching to use their writing gift to be a blessing to others. Sometimes we don't understand how much God wants to use our words. We're fluent about our writing gift, and therefore we don't use our words to the maximum capacity. And we are not actually changing people's lives because we're not using our writing gift. And so I hope that this video is going to encourage you to no longer sleep on your writing gift and to overcome and to debunk any fears that you have. If you are excited about overcoming FOW, type in the comments, overcome FOW. Before I jump into this, I actually just want to give a short story as to why this topic is super important to me. One of the things that happened to me as a middle school teacher, I was super excited my first year teaching. I was like, oh my gosh, I am going to be able to teach writing. Writing has always been one of my favorite subjects, favorite topics. And so I was a reading and writing teacher my first year in the classroom, my first 2 years in the classroom, and I had to teach 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And when it was time to transition into writing, one of the things that happened is that my students would literally just start yelling. They would start getting an attitude. Students would be getting in trouble. Like, it was ridiculous. But when it was time to read, the students were super chill, super calm. And so one day I was kind of fed up because I was like, I'm not about to let any more 6th and 7th and 8th graders punk me in my classroom, because at some point it started intimidating me. I started being like, oh my gosh, should I teach writing? Because all of the kids are getting super angry when I am trying to teach writing. And so one of the things that happened was I just decided to have a conversation with my 8th grade students so I could reason with them. And I said, what is the actual issue? How come every time it's time to transition into writing, how come all the time the students get upset? Like, what's going on? And so the students started to reveal to me that one of the biggest reasons why they did not want to write was the fact that no teacher in elementary school required them to write. One of the things that they were required to do was just to be excellent in the state test, just to be excellent in circling answers. And so they were not used to having to express their thoughts, having to convey their thoughts through the use of writing. And so I was like, okay, now that's understandable. And another thing that happened that caused me to really be invested in helping people to discover their voice and to use their writing gift. Well, first of all, I just could not allow my 8th grade students to go into 9th grade and not have the tools to write and not be confident with writing, because obviously they were going to need writing for the sake of high school and beyond. And so I made it a mission that I was going to help them to love writing. And if they didn't, they would still have tools that if they had a writing assignment, they were going to be successful on their journey, and they were going to dominate in the area of writing because they had strategy. And another thing that happened to me that actually pushed me further into this was after giving out my first writing assignment, I tell the story all the time, but after giving out my first writing assignment, I was excited. I was like, I'm really her. I'm that teacher. And then I found out, I was like, oh my gosh, when I got the papers back, I literally started crying the weekend that I got these papers back. And y'all, I'm a real life geek. Like I was like so excited to grade over the weekend, because I say, oh my gosh, the kids get, they just did this writing assignment and they're going to do fabulous. I get the papers back, and literally half of the kids, more than half of the students, didn't even finish writing. So it was like maybe one paragraph. I found out some students didn't even turn in the work. And so I realized that I was not that great of a teacher, because I didn't even see if the kids actually finished the work. I didn't even see if they turned in the work. I just made an assumption that I taught something and the kids were done and they were going to give me their work. And so I realized that after having a conversation with the kids, having a conversation with them repeatedly, I realized, and doing my research, I realized that a lot of them were fearful with writing because it challenged them, it stretched them, it caused them to use other muscles that they were not used to using. And so I'm going to talk today about how to overcome the fear of writing. And there's 5 key areas that if we don't watch these areas, we're going to stay stuck in a place of stagnation. We're going to stay crippled, and the writing that we're supposed to be producing is never going to be produced if you do not confront these fears head on. And so my first fear that I talk about, or the first thing that causes people not to step into their writing, not to step into the calling that God has for them, because really being a prophetic scribe is a calling. One of the things that causes people not to step into their calling is perfectionism. Type in the comments, perfectionism. A lot of us we don't write because we forgot all of the grammar, the punctuation rules. Maybe you weren't listening to your middle school teacher growing up, or maybe they actually said something negative to you. They spoke word curses over you. And I know that is a thing where they did not encourage your voice. They did not encourage your writing. They said something negative about your writing. Good to see you, Kim. They said something negative about your writing. And now you are trying to be a perfectionist, where you are trying to have all the answers together before you even start writing. And that is something that I had to deal with, because I'm a recovering perfectionist. Type that's me in the comments if that's you. I see you, Kim. Type that's me in the comments if that's you. Hey, Christina. And so I had to overcome that and say, you know what? I may not know all of how I'm going to get through this writing assignment. I may not know all of what I need right now. And sometimes we think that, we need to have a perfect picture, a perfect roadmap. And because you are stuck in that thinking of being a perfectionist, you are not writing. And so one of the things that is going to be your remedy, and I've learned this, that writing, you don't have to have a feeling to begin writing. And a lot of us, especially those prophetic scribes, or you say that you write for God, you are looking for some spooky feeling. You are looking for something crazy to happen. And that's not how this works. If it's a gift, you are going to just be able to produce. And so that's something that I've learned, and that the remedy is just to let it flow. Type in the comments, let it flow. Whatever comes to your mind, just begin to let it flow. Just cause it to just come out. And then afterwards, what I've discovered is that after things start to make sense, and then you can go back and reorganize your writing, you can put things that should have been in a different place somewhere else, now that you've gotten it out of your system. Because some of us were just waiting for something perfect to happen. We're waiting for this perfect organized thing to happen. And even me, as a writing coach and as a writing teacher for the past 13 years, even I get moments where it's like things are just not perfect, and I'm like, I can't see where I'm going with this. And the minute I just let things flow out of me, and I just let whatever comes out of my spirit just come out, then I'm able to be successful and finish the rest of my writing assignment. The second thing is that we suffer from is people pleasing. Type in the comments, people pleasing. One of the things that I've learned about a lot of people, and I've coached a lot of people, they are not writing because they're fearful about what their family or their friends are going to say if they share this part of their story. And now you are crippled. Now you're stagnant. Now you have all this creativity inside of you, and you're not able to express it because you're afraid of what your cousin, what your daddy, what your mom is going to think. And I love my students that have overcome that fear, because I've had students who are like, oh my gosh, when this book comes out, my dad is going to find out that I was doing this. And you know what the remedy was? The remedy was that they desired to help people. They desired to be used by God. They desired for their story to heal people more than they desired to be crippled by what their family and their friends were going to think about them. And the other remedy is this, y'all. If you're afraid of your family members talking about you, friends talking about you, coworkers talking about you, let me tell you something. People are always going to be talking about you. But how about they talk about you because you are walking in your purpose, not because you're not walking in your purpose? How about they talk about you because you're dominating in your destiny? How about they talk about you because you're being used by God? How about you let that be the story and not be stagnant and not be stuck and not be in a state of delay because you're worried about what your family's going to think about you, because you're sharing your story. It's your truth. It's your story. It's your experience. And you're worried about what other people are going to think about you. How does that even make any sense? Galatians 1:10 is one of my favorite scriptures that has delivered me from people pleasing. Am I now trying to please man, or am I now trying to please God? If I was still trying to please man, then I would not be a bondservant of Jesus Christ. Type Galatians 1:10 in the comments, because that's going to free you. Because you need to be a person that is not going to stop writing and stop using your gift because you're afraid of what others are going to think. So now you're stuck. Now you're stagnant. Now you're creatively frustrated because you are not using the gifts that God has given to you. Okay. The third thing is perspective about your value. And if you haven't caught it here, I'm actually giving you the 5 P's. I actually have like 7 ways to overcome the fear of writing. I probably have more because I've been teaching about this for years. But so I'm giving you all the 5 P's of overcoming perfectionism. So the third one is perspective about your value. You have to have a proper perspective. You have to have a healed perspective about your value, about your story. So many of you that are listening to this, you are not writing because you're like, oh, well, I don't have 1,000 followers. I don't have 1 million followers. I don't know if my story, I don't know, because, my story, I don't have a big following, and, no one really knows my name like that. I'm still in obscurity. And because of that, I'm not writing. Does that make any sense? You have a story that is going to heal people. You have a perspective that is going to heal people. Lots of people don't write because they're like, oh, well, other people have told this story before and they have a bigger audience than me. They have more followers than me. They have more clout than me. And they've told this story so many different times. You don't understand that there's so much value in your voice. There's value in the way that you talk. There's value in the way that you share your story. And the way that you share your story is not similar to the way that other people share their story. And your story is different because we all have a unique expression. We all have different idiosyncrasies. And check this out. A lot of us don't understand that we can say the same thing. And this is said several times. And I want to get this into your spirit so that you don't sleep on your writing gift. We can say the same thing, and somebody can actually receive from you more than they can receive from someone that may have the 1 million followers. Why? Because that person is attached to you. That is your audience. That's who God called you to. And so now you can make a greater impact because you are talking directly to your audience and you're sharing your story. One of the scriptures that has helped me to heal and has helped me to not be living in a state of comparison is Ephesians 2:10. Type this in the comments, Ephesians 2:10, because it talks about that, for we are God's masterpiece, created in Christ Jesus to do the works that he planned for us a long time ago. It was planned for you a long time ago to finish your writing assignment. It was planned for you a long time ago to finish what God told you to start. He who gave you the idea, he who started a good work in you is going to finish it. Your story is valuable. And once you get that healed perspective, let me tell you, you're going to write, and you're going to write well, and it's going to flow out of you because you have confidence that God gave me this story. I didn't go through this pain for no reason. There's a reason why God gave me this story, and it was to heal many people. And I'm going to use this story, and I'm going to be able to set so many people free. I'm going to be able to bless so many people. I'm going to change the trajectory of people's lives because I shared my story. This is why writing is so important. You have type this, that's me, in the comments, because you have read so many stories and so many different books, and you're like, man, this really changed my life. This really changed me. This changed my perspective. Type that's me if you've read books like that. How about you become that person? You say that you're a leader. How about you become that person that people testify and say, hey, your story really blessed me. It really changed my trajectory. It gave me a new perspective, and it healed a little girl. It healed a little boy inside of me. It restored me as a mother. It restored me as a father. It restored me as a daughter. Don't you want to be used by God in that capacity? So number one is you need to overcome. Good to see you, Royal Daughter. Let me know where you're watching from. Overcome perfectionism. Overcome people pleasing. Get a healed perspective about your value. Another thing here is prospering from painful experiences. A lot of us actually have a fear of writing, and I've coached many people on this, and so I know that it's a problem, is that you have a painful part of your story. And you know what? I'm going to share this, and I didn't think I was going to share this live. But one of the ways I actually ended up writing my first book is I actually was processing grief. And because I was processing grief, I thought, oh, I'm going to keep this story to myself. Okay. I was like, okay, I'm going to keep it to myself. Good to see you from DC. I'm going to keep this story to myself. And the Lord was like, you are definitely not going to keep this story to yourself. And I didn't even want to address this pain in my life because it was just super painful. And I've been holding it in for like 17 years, y'all. And because you don't want to revisit part of your story, you're not writing what God told you to write because you don't want to revisit it because you're afraid of reliving that pain. One of the things that my coach or one of my teachers in grad school taught us, which I love him, he taught us, shout out to Dr. Home from Columbia, one of the quotes that he said that lives in my head ever since then was that if it's coming up right now, that means that you have the power to deal with it. So if you, in that season, God was allowing me to process grief because he realized in that moment that I was going to be able to handle it. And years past, I just didn't have the tools. I didn't have the mental capacity. I didn't have the emotional intelligence. Shout out to you watching from Nigeria. What time is it in Nigeria? It's like 6 hours ahead of time. So shout out to you. It's like, what is it, 6 a.m? So yeah, so I was like, I had to process that painful experience. And when I started processing that painful experience, let me tell you what the remedy is going to be. I want you to overcome this fear because guess what's going to happen? There's going to be healing through writing. Type in the comments, healing through writing. I have a whole workbook about this. You're actually going to get healed because you have revisited that part of your story and you allowed God to use writing to process that pain. And then here's what you're going to do afterwards. I'm giving you some extra coaching. You're going to go back and you're going to take out pieces that don't need to go in the book, that don't need to be published because you don't want to bleed on your audience. And so if you know that this is a time like, okay, God is telling me that I got to talk about this now. Like I'm 40 years old, I'm 45, and I've been sitting on this story for years, and it's not doing any good being stuck inside of me. And you know what? The adversary wants you to keep that story inside of you. He wants you to stay damaged. He wants you to not liberate other people because guess what? You're going to liberate other people because you decided to be vulnerable. You decided to be transparent. You decided to let God speak through you, and you decided to prosper from a painful experience. You decided not to be downtrodden. You decided not to be bound. The devil cannot hold your tongue because of something that has happened to you in the past. Don't allow your painful experience. Don't allow shame to withhold you from being used by God in such a powerful way that's going to transform generations. Do not allow it to happen. I want you to just decree and declare, I will prosper from pain. I will prosper from pain. And one of the ways you're going to prosper from pain is doing healing through writing. I've had so many people send me testimonials and share that they were able to be healed or they were able to go through processing mother wounds and father wounds. Why? Because I decided to be transparent. God challenged me to be transparent. And as leaders, sometimes it's very hard to be transparent. Like a lot of us, we don't like to be vulnerable. We don't like to be transparent. And that's going to be the thing that actually sets people free. I know that you got all these degrees, you got all these awards, whoop-de woo 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 woo. All right. But it's really that transparency and that ability to connect to your audience. Let me see what Kim is saying. I answered the call to write my story and you ended up on my phone. Awesome, Kim. I hope that you're joining us for the Unlock Your Devotional webinar. Make sure you click the link in my bio. Join us. I hope that you are going to be able to continue the journey with us. The last thing I'm going to share here, because I have, like I said, I have some things here, but I'm gonna reel it in. I'm going to say this: find your people. Type in the comments, find your people. One of the reasons why a lot of us are not moving in the writing that we're supposed to do, or the writing that we're supposed to accomplish and complete, is because we have not found our people group. We have not found a safe community that challenges us, that tells us or encourages us or sharpens our skills. And I don't understand why some people don't understand that they actually have to invest in their writing. If you say that you're going to be a prolific writer, if you say that you're going to be a best-selling author, you need to invest in your writing and invest in a community. I invested in my journey of becoming a better writer. I have a minor in rhetoric. When I look back at my story, I'm going to post this on YouTube, but I literally was going to this writing hall, this writing tutoring place on campus over and over again. Anytime I had a paper due, I would always go to my writing tutors on campus. And so I had to pay money to go to that writing tutoring. And so now that I'm older and I'm doing all these things, I'm laughing because I'm like, I was super obsessed with becoming a great writer. But I had to invest. I had to find my people. I had to find the right coach. I had to find the right teachers. I had to be in the right community to develop and to sharpen my skills. And so some of us are actually stagnant and we're not moving. We're not seeing strides in our gifting because you have not found your people group. You have not found like-minded people that are being challenged, that are being stretched, that are going through the same things that you're going through, and they can encourage you. One of the things that we know is that when you're in the right environment, the right environment helps you to produce at optimal capacity. When you are trying to be more productive, sometimes you leave the house and go to a coffee shop, right? Why? Because the people in the environment are they're curating, or they're fostering, or they're cultivating an environment of productivity because everyone's working, they're grinding, they're trying to get their business off the ground, they're trying to do the remote working, whatever it is that they're doing. And so finding your right people is going to put you in a position where you're like, okay, you know what? I'm excited, I'm charged up, I'm fired up, I'm invested. And first of all, when you invest in the right people and you invest in a community, you probably are going to actually pay more attention, more than just being flippant or just showing up on a live here and there. Miss Kim from DC, I am your people. If you said this is confirmation, we are your people. I want you to join us. As I'm closing out here, I want to just recap. Overcoming FOW is going to require you to overcome perfectionism. I gave you the remedy for that. People pleasing, healed perspective about your value, prospering from pain, getting the remedy that there's going to be healing through writing. Don't think that you have to be so healed or so delivered or so set free before you write. Because sometimes people are like, oh, I'm not healed from that. You're actually going to experience healing as you write. And then the last thing is that you got to find the right community, the right coach. And guess what? I want to be your official writing coach. Y'all, we are doing something super cool in June 29th on a Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. because we've heard feedback. We've taught this class before, but students are like, you know what? They want the accelerated version. They just want to know the strategies. They want to get the keys to unlock their next devotional. If you are a speaker, if you have tons of journals full of old notes, if you are a teacher, if you desire to share with people your victories in Christ Jesus, then you have to have a devotional. Like, you probably already have a good devotional idea already in your journals. And I want to give you the strategies to unlock your devotional. Type in the comments, unlock, if you are excited about the Unlock Your Devotional. Shout out to y'all that have already gotten your tickets. We have early registration that's open now. It's closing soon. We have VIP tickets as well, because we're taking people on a 5-hour journey. Later that night, we're going to do 7 to 9. Good. I see that you're writing unlock. Go to takumotheleader.com right now during early registration. Get your ticket. From 7 to 10 on that same day, guess what we're going to do? We're going to actually have 3 more hours of teaching for VIP, where you're going to get 1 hour of live writing time with me. And in that writing time, you're going to be able to finish your outline. That's what I hope that you're going to do. And you're also hopefully going to get started on a few pages on your book. And so where are you graduating from? That's super cool. Congratulations. Where are you graduating from? And if you sign up for VIP, you're gonna get the recording. So if you want to watch that and get the recording, you can. And I also promised people that if they sign up before June 15th for VIP, that I was going to give them a complimentary 30-minute private coaching session on me if you sign up before the 15th. And so we could talk one-on-one privately during your own time. So we're gonna do a 1-hour writing call. During that time, you're gonna finish your outline. You're going to start the first pages. You're going to get feedback. You're going to ask me questions so that you can get unstuck during that time. So if you have any questions before we let you go, you're going to be able to ask questions in real time because I'm going to be there. I'm also going to take you through the process that you should go through when you want to make your devotional into an ebook. So we're going to sit there live and I'm going to show you how to create the book cover. I'm going to show you how to format your book so that it can actually be ready for you to go ahead and sell your book as an ebook. Type in the comments ebook if you want to have a digital product in 2024. And so I want you to join us for that. That's going to be a lot jam-packed. And then you're also going to get a digital workbook. I actually rarely will teach a class without a workbook. I literally have a workbook for every webinar that I teach because I am a trained teacher. I do this. This is what I've been called to do. And so I have a workbook that I'm giving only to the VIP students. And so if you sign up, you're going to get a digital workbook and you're also going to get the replay for keeps. So after done, you'll have the replay so that you can go back and watch it and dissect it. And literally, I'm going through the 3 major stages of unlocking your devotional. I have an organized system. I have a different pattern that I follow when I'm writing a devotional versus a traditional manuscript. And so I'm going to go through that with you. It's the accelerated class. We've gotten feedback from our students in times past. That's what they prefer. And so I want you to join us. Hopefully you can join us. Tell your friends. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to have other writers all over the world that are going to be in that place. And so you're going to be with your people. You're going to be with your community. You're going to find your people because your people are going to be right there with us. And these people are striving to share the gospel, share the heart of God through their devotional, whatever area of victory, whatever spiritual discipline, they're going to be able to use their devotional to share with people about God through their devotional. So I'm excited to help you unlock your devotional. I would love to be your official writing coach. Go to takumatheleader.com. Check the link in my bio. If you're watching on Instagram, check the link in my bio so that you can join in with us. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about the webinar or if you have any questions about fear of writing. And also, too, if you can't join us for this, I want you to text me really quickly if you want to get alerts about our other assignments, our other workshops that are coming up, because we teach workshops on leadership as well and other faith-based classes, other spiritual discipline classes. If you can't join us, but you want to stay alerted and you want to know when the discounts or when we first release classes, because I tell my email list first, actually, text me really quickly. Text me the word prophetic or text me the word writer to 929-642-0094. Text me the word prophetic to 929-642-0094. Text me really quickly. I literally will get the text messages. It's attached to my phone, so I will see it. So sign up for that. If you're like, oh, I can't really join the devotional webinar because I see some of you are graduating. Shout out to y'all that are getting degrees out here. Okay. And we just decree and declare that you're going to get a 2nd and a 3rd degree in Jesus' name, that you're going to prosper and that God is going to open up doors for you. I'm just going to pray over Kim because you were super engaging. And I just decree and declare that there's going to be so many doors open to you. There's going to be so many God possibilities open to you that you're going to know the right doors to step into. I just even decree and declare that the word of wisdom gift is waxing stronger. The word of knowledge gift is waxing stronger. You're going to be known as a woman of wisdom because of how many doors are being opened up to you. And I just even decree and declare that you're going to be able to write your experience going through school and even going through this next season in your life. I don't know if going through school was what the situation was to even get to this point of graduation, but I decree and I declare that you're going to be able to share your story. You're going to be able to share your story, and many women are going to be blessed because of your perseverance. I even hear the Lord saying that he's going to bless you because of your your perseverance, because of your steadfastness. I know that it was challenging. I know that it was difficult. I know that there were so many different hardships you had to endure. But we just pray that in Jesus' name, that I didn't even plan to pray on here, but that's what happens when we go live. I just pray that whatever money and resources you need for this next season, I just say that God is going to begin to release resources. If you come in agreement for that with your sister Kim, and if you want this for yourself, I want you to put in the comments resources, resources, resources. And I want you to decree and declare Philippians 4:19 that your God is going to supply all of your needs according to his riches and glory in Christ Jesus. The number is 929-642-0094. Text me the word prophetic. All you got to do is say prophetic. The number is 929-642-0094. Good. Awesome. I'm glad that you received that. Thank you all so much. I was so excited to get on here on a Thursday. I did good today. I only lasted 30 minutes because y'all know I could talk. Okay. Thank you so much for typing it in the comments. And, IG is going to just take it away. But follow me on Facebook on Takumbo the Leader. Get on our YouTube. We have so many videos on YouTube. I have a whole section called Writing Wings. And so we're really being serious about developing that community, that prophetic scribe community, and sharpening our skills and our abilities. And so get on our YouTube, Takumbo the Leader. Follow me on IG if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. Everything is at Takumbo the Leader. TikTok is at Takumbo the Leader. I will leave a great legacy in writing with y'all later. And I hope to build iconic dreams with y'all later. Love you like a leader. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Bye. I'll see you at the Unlock Your Devotional webinar. Awesome. I'm glad that I'm your people. Awesome. We hope to see you on the other side. See y'all. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.